Hi, everybody. This is AC Mims of LTheoryExperience.com. I just thought I would take a little break. Speaking of Be Free Project's first broadcast just a few moments ago, and do a quick little Periscope video. Hi. Um, this is so for those of you all that don't know, by day, I'm a school principal. And one thing that people don't know, hey J Red, is that principals don't get summers off just like teachers do. Instead, we're year-round employees, and the summer months are our busiest time because we're planning hard for the summer. So as a year-round employee, I also accrue vacation time, so I have a ton of vacation time that goes unused. Hi, Speedy Gonzalez. And I decided to take 2 weeks off. And even though yesterday was technically my first day of vacation, I still went to school, had to sign a few purchase orders and make sure that people thanks that my hair looks fab, make sure that people had what they needed and knew that I was truly going to unplug. So today was my first day of not checking any work email. Yes, I was tempted, and yes, I looked at my inbox, but I didn't open anything. And an interesting thing happened. Sometimes we get so addicted to being busy that we don't know how not to be busy. So, I ran a few errands this morning, and I found myself running around just avoiding the hard work that I knew I really wanted to do. I really wanted to spend these 2 weeks that I took off on doing some writing and working on my new book, but I kept avoiding it. I actually wanted to unpack instead of write, and I walked around the perimeter of my house just to avoid writing. And I've been finding all kinds of random things to do, even though all of the stars have aligned for me to be able to have this time to write. My internet is not turned on yet, so there's truly nothing distracting me. But getting back into the habit of self-care is definitely taking some work. And so one of the things I'm working on right now is my book and guide to self-care. So stay tuned for that. But, as luck would have it, or as God would have it, as I'm again procrastinating from doing the work, I decide to hop on the Periscope and I see Be Free Project doing a quick little video. And what is the topic? Self-care. So what does that tell me? That really affirms for me that that's something that I should be doing. And really practicing. One thing that I think is a misconception, especially for perfectionists like me, is that self-care is not something that is a one-time project. It's not something that you will ever master. It's like meditation. Every day you're getting better and better, and every day you're progressing. Even in the slip-ups and even in your setbacks, you're still getting closer to the end. But you will never be at the end. You will always keep getting better. But we shouldn't beat up ourselves for not mastering it right away. And it is a habit. It is something that takes practice. So today, my practice is simply opening up my journal and actually filling out the first page in my new house. And doing that, and I haven't journaled in so long. The other thing is working on my book and not neglecting the project, even though I'm not getting as far with it as I really hope to be, but still putting forth that little bit of effort. So I'm going to close off with some of my tips for self-care, or some of my ways that you can practice self-care. Ooh, tell me about this Penzu. One thing to do is to really get clear about why you're worth it and why self-care is important. Another thing to do is schedule some time, schedule your care. So I took care of some personal care items, some girly stuff that I was supposed to have done. I usually have been pretty good with it and doing it monthly, but over these last 2 months between moving and closing on my house, I had really let it slip and go by the wayside. So I forced myself to go do that today. Another thing that I think is just so genius about self-care is to plan to mess up, plan for a setback, and plan what to do when you have a setback so that you don't let that one setback completely derail you. That if you have a backup plan from the start, you already know what to do when life happens, or when, something comes up unexpected and you are not practicing in the same ways that you want. It should not be neglected either that with self-care, it is so important to meditate and to pray, to walk in nature, regardless if you believe in God, I do, or you believe in just the greater humanity, it's so important to connect with that inner spirit that all of us have, because that's what keeps you grounded, especially in times like the racial situation we have going on in this country. And it's so easy to feel bleak and to feel lost and to feel hopeless and to see all of this ugliness in the world and wonder, is it ever going to change? But when you remind yourself how we are all interconnected, and that even in the darkest times that there will be light and there will be better days, it helps you to remember that, so that you just do not spiral into this downspin of negativity. Um, some other fun things to do is to beautify your space, whether it be your home or beautify your body. Those things just really become visual reminders about self-care. So those are some of my tips, and that's what I'm doing. And even though I'm procrastinating, I'm trying to use my procrastination time for good and engaging with my followers. So thank you everybody for all of the hearts. And I will go through my list and follow you if I'm not following you already. I'm glad that you found these helpful, Jaquel. And if you guys have any other questions, I love to see questions or thoughts, and keep the hearts coming and refer me to a friend. Thank you, everybody.